So here we are on the home page of the Evidence Hub for research by children and young people, and what we're going to do is show you very quickly how the key building blocks of the hub get joined up together. We're going to start with a key challenge and look at some of the associated issues connected to that challenge, some of the solutions and claims from the research literature which are being made in relation to those issues, the evidence that backs those up, and how these tie down into resources out there on the web, such as publications and websites, etc. Okay, so if we look at the key challenges, you can see that the navigation bar at the top shows you where we are. We can look at them listed and filter those by date or by theme, or you can have a look at the overview of them and look at the most recently added ones or the ones that are most connected. So if we go back to the list view, you can see that one of them is, why is it important for children to undertake their own research? And if that's of interest to you, you can click on it to expand it, see a bit more detail, who added it, when, how is it being tagged, and ultimately click on Explore to drill down and see more about this key challenge. So here it is as the focal frame in the display, and over on the right you can see that there are two issues associated with that key challenge, that there are a number of resources, publications, and a number of organizations or projects who are working on this challenge. If we look at can child and youth-led research lead to change in policy and or practice? Let's explore that in more detail. So this now becomes the focus of the display, and sort of wrapped around it metaphorically is everything we know about this particular issue. So we can see that some solutions have been proposed to this issue, and some research claims have been made in relation to this issue. Let's take a look at this. This is the idea that adults need to facilitate children's access to policy and decision makers. They can't do it on their own, they need adults. This is now the focus of our display, and we can see critically some supporting evidence and some counter evidence in relation to this. If we look at this one, this piece of counter evidence says that adult facilitation of access to decision makers might encourage dependency on the part of our children or young people. And if we explore that in more detail to find out more about that, then we see that there is some detail taken from this resource here by Shear et al. 2012, and ultimately we could go and look at that actual source material, in this case an article, but this might equally have been a movie or an image or any other kind of resource on the web. But what we've shown you is how we have reached this piece of evidence and this particular resource that supports it by following a chain of argument, essentially, from a top level challenge down to reach that point.